What do I love about the music school? I like that I can play my instrument, and that's my favorite thing to do.
I just love how it's people from all around a couple different states, and we all get to come together and meet new people, and you get to play music.
I love being able to spend every Tuesday with like-minded people and play great music.
It gives you a place to come every week where people do the same thing as you do, and you can identify with them and make new friends.
We play some great music.
And I like all the teachers here. They're always really nice.
I really enjoy playing music and getting to come together with a bunch of other musicians to, produce something that's truly magical.
I love the music school because I get a chance to do music outside of my high school.
I love the coming to orchestra and being able to play with all the people from around the state and coming together and making music. It's really fun. I love it.
I haven't met a person here that's not abundantly nice, so yeah, it's a good experience.
I've been playing music for a while, so I think it's a good way to get some out-of-school music activities going on in my life.
Here at the Manchester Community Music School, we are celebrating our 30th anniversary this year, which is such a huge milestone for any organization, and we are so proud to have been vested in our community and your community for 30 years.
So first I'd like to talk about music education and why that is so good and why learning an instrument, it goes so far beyond just learning the skills of that instrument and mastering the music that goes with that instrument. It goes to building your brain. It goes to building skills in communication, in tenacity, in discipline, in cooperation, teamwork. It just spreads across so many layers of learning and social skills, really building strong learners across the board.
Another one of our programs is our music therapy program, and this is a program that we started in 2006. And since we started that, from 2006 until now, our 30th anniversary in 2014, we've served over 2,000 children and adults with developmental challenges and disabilities.
My son Patrick is 13 years old, and back in 2006, we had a mutual friend who was taking music therapy for their son. I don't know how much of this he thinks is just really fun playing music or expanding his physical abilities. So I have no doubt he would not be as mobile or as physically able right now if he hadn't been in music therapy.
Elizabeth is 10 now. When we started the music therapy when she was 2, it was a little nerve-wracking because back then Elizabeth has, well, she still has Down syndrome and autism. And she was a very mobile kid. She never sat still, did not have attention span, was all over the place. And during music therapy, she was able to sit in a circle with her peers and actually participate, follow directions. It was amazing what music therapy did for her and is still doing.
We see music changing people's lives through our adult community who either come back to music after years of being away from it, or come to music for the first time in their life.
Living only a few blocks from the school here, I wandered into the school after I turned 60 as a kind of a post-60 birthday present to take music lessons, and not to become a great musician, but just to try to understand something about how music is put together.
I often hear our adult students say that the pursuit of music as an adult is something that is so precious because it's one of the things that you can do forever in your whole lifetime.
I have had a myriad of wonderful experiences here at the music school. I've had 3 different teachers, all who have been carefully selected to teach me the basics of jazz piano. I ended up joining the board of directors. I've met some delightful people, had the opportunity to work with a delightful CEO, as you all know, and now serve on the executive committee. And it's clear to everyone that municipalities are cutting back everywhere they can, and unfortunately, the arts seems to be the first choice when it comes to cuts. The programs in the schools have been minimized. Instruments are no longer available to many children who would like to play. The economically disadvantaged are literally locked out of the potential for music education. So to have a thriving community music school is absolutely critical to our community.
Our mission at the music school is changing lives through the power of learning, sharing, and making music. And we see that every day. We see that mission come to life. Our private lesson program is our biggest program, and we teach every single instrument in that program, from violin to ukulele, and if we don't teach it, we'll find a teacher to teach it.
My favorite thing about the music school is probably learning new pieces and enjoying them.
Oh, good.
And listening to new pieces.
That's good. Where do you go to school?
I go to school at Maple Avenue Elementary School in Goffstown.
Okay, and what grade are you in?
I'm in 4th grade.
You're in 4th grade. What's your favorite subject at school?
Math.
Math. Now, does your music help you with your math?
Yes.
How does that happen?
Because music is rhythm and rhythm is numbers. Numbers are math.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Great. Great.
It's like a giant puzzle.
Oh. So does the way that you think in music help you think creatively in school?
Yes. I'm actually a very creative person and a very talented writer.
Oh.
So I really, really, really like writing.
Oh, great.
As a parent of 4 now young adults who have traveled through this music school for approximately 17, maybe 18 years, I can testify to the value and the impact that all of their experiences have made on them. I mean, multiple experiences. It wasn't just lessons, it was small ensembles, quartets, just as they evolved as young children into young adults, and working with professionals who are highly accomplished has made a huge difference in their playing, technically, yes, but also in their character, how comfortable they are in interacting with, all types of people, in all types of settings. As far as their lives, their academics, their pursuit of higher education, I'd say music really gave them the skills, the discipline to understand what it means to persevere, to focus, and to see what they could achieve. And that has taken them to many places. The scholarship program has made all of this possible. And they understand that totally, and they have throughout the years. And they've taken that understanding and they've actually turned around and given back to the community. One daughter went to Chile, for instance, and did an outreach program. The kids work in inner city Rochester, New York, and work with youth. My daughter and son have helped in the public schools with their music. My son recently helped with a 94-year-old woman who's developing dementia, and he sat down and played his viola with her violin to help her. And it didn't even faze him. It was a natural part of what we should do as people, as a community.
Elizabeth Blood.
Mm-hmm. Elizabeth Blood. And do we love her?
Yes.
We love her. Is she very nice?
Yes.
I've taught Elliot for 4 years, and he's just been a wonderful student. He's been at the music school for quite a while, I think, since he was 10, and he's in his early 20s now. He's just such a pleasure to teach. He's just got a tremendous enthusiasm for music and has a wonderful ear, and just really, really a delight.
She just made our lives so nice, and never any judgment, and always positive.
We were very fortunate this past year to have a brand new scholarship fund established here at the music school. Our first recipient of the Rita Clayman Piano Scholarship is Nerman Hasanovic, and his teacher is Rebecca Plummer, and she wrote a beautiful letter recommending him for the scholarship.
I decided to nominate Nerman for the Rita Clayman Scholarship last year because it was evident to me that Nerman was going to be the kind of person who would really appreciate the opportunity given to him by such a generous donation. I never worried that he would miss a lesson or wouldn't practice and would ever take advantage of this opportunity. In fact, I think it freed him up to be able to then use some other extra family funds to study his other instrument. So it was quite a joy to see that you received that scholarship. Last year, Nerman had a half-hour lesson, and I just knew he needed longer.
I was motivated because, like Rebecca says, I needed more time. The 30 minutes wasn't enough. And every time I felt like I was getting to something special in the classroom, I felt like I was cut off.
Like you said, sometimes we get to a point where we're just about there, and there's a new student I have to teach, or it's too late, the school's closing.
The Suzuki method is just that. It's an approach. It's a method of teaching music education, of teaching instruments. Traditionally, Suzuki students start their instrument very young. One of the principles of Suzuki education is a strong foundation in listening to music. We're always concerned with the development of musical thinking along all stages of training, starting very, very young and growing all the way through to very, very proficient performers. So at the music school, we have classes for parents to bring their very young children. And these classes, you know, they look like playing and singing and dancing. And what we're doing there is we're building communication skills, we're building a sense of rhythm, we're building musical thinking. And that can't start early enough. Another piece of the program here at the music school is that of performing. And performing starts very, very early on in the course of study when a child is learning to play their instrument, with short little opportunities here and there, maybe a piano party. And it builds the child's confidence and self-esteem, and it makes that whole process so much easier. And so the experience of performing really grows along with the experience and the relationship that they have with their instrument. And so by the time they get to high school and they're maybe performing a Mozart concerto, they're doing it with full of grace and poise, and they're very experienced in what to expect from the sound of the room, from the sound of the piano, from the audience that they're facing. And what a great way to build performance skills and rapport in front of an audience.
Nathan has been involved with the symphony for 3 years now. He's been involved with music since he was 3.5, and we put him in music not just for the musical experience, but for all the other things that he could get out of it. Teaching him work ethic and working towards a goal, and the symphony was kind of the next step in that process. He gets to enjoy making music with his peers and with professionals, and it's been a great experience for him.
We also are very proud to have the largest youth ensemble north of Boston. And within the youth ensemble program, we have a string preparatory ensemble for younger students between the ages of 6 and 10. We have a concert orchestra primarily for middle school students. Also within the youth ensemble program, we have a middle school concert band, and we have a wind ensemble, which is a very high-level wind ensemble, also an auditioned group made up of high school students. And we have our New Hampshire Youth Jazz Ensemble, and these are 21 of the best jazz players in the state, all high school musicians, and they are in demand to play everywhere. And rounding out the youth ensemble program, we have the Dino and Ignace Youth Symphony Orchestra, and that is an auditioned group, and that is the highest level orchestra that we have here. And we're very proud of the whole youth ensemble program.
I think Fairpoint got connected with the music school because of synergy.
Fairpoint is all about communications and connecting, and we see our business as being far more than poles and wires and fiber and signals. We see it, as really making these connections, large and small, extraordinary and ordinary. And the music school, of course, wants to enrich lives and create power through the power of music. So the Fairpoint sponsorship of the music therapy program was a perfect way to achieve both of our goals. And we have seen the impact that it has made, not only on the students, it impacted their families, their friends, and even the communities.
So for me, music therapy, it's not therapy. It's like going to dance for typical kids. It's something Elizabeth looks forward to going to. And it's something that's so beneficial. It helps her in so many different ways. She loves being here. Like, this is the one place I'm not carrying her in and she's crying. That does happen. And she'll say, done, done. Here we don't get done. Here we get more, more.
One of the things that is so special about the music school is the commitment that we have as music educators to fulfill that educational promise to children and to young adults and to adults to better themselves in the arts.
As I see the music school now compared to where it was when I first brought my children in, and it was above Gold's Gym on off of Canal Street. It's come so far. You are such a great part of the community, and we're so fortunate to have a music school.
The community music school, seeing what community can do, how people can come together, make a difference, make a change in one life, and that life kind of blossoms and goes, and it fostered a love of music. And it just was a wonderful, wonderful experience, a wonderful life-changing experience that I'll say I can't think I would ever do anything different.